Peace, peace. Once again, it's Chief Noble Bandele Elamine here with another session of our Moorish 101 Law. And we've got, once again, the Minister of Law, Olakwesu Ilbay, here once again. And our topic today will be on the use of driver's license. Is there a need for driver's license in the state of Ohio or in any state thereof? So I'm going to let the brother get started. Go ahead.
How's everybody doing this evening? This is Olakwesu Ilbay of the Moorish Science of New Kemet. We want to go over and briefly touch several issues pending against minorities who have been arrested and stopped and seized and searched due to allegations that they're required to carry a state permit, which we know as, for instance, an Ohio driver's license. The challenge is now being put on against the state of Ohio to see if the court has subject matter or applicable jurisdiction to use the stop and search and seizure procedures based on not having a statutory license. Now we've uncovered several cases cited by the U.S. Supreme Court and United States Courts of Federal Appeals affirming that citizens not acting in commerce are not required to carry a statutory permit, which is a license issued by the Bureau of Motor Vehicles of your state. What we have here is a fraud perpetrated against the people. The Bureau of Motor Vehicles have now somehow been able to regulate and force you to purchase a driver's license in your state. And according to the Supreme Court of the United States, that is incorrect. What we want to do is analyze each and every case based on each and every stop and search and seizure where the officers believe or use or can continue to use the fact that you are under suspension and therefore your license is not valid. In most cases that I've researched, most citizens are hit with the usual 5 blanket charge: driving with no license, driving with suspension, FRA suspension, and financial responsibility suspension, and then you might have the alleged or validated, it could be validated, traffic citation, traffic violation. And then based on the initiation of the stop, 92.9% of the people say in the United States may not have a license because they failed to show proof of insurance on any particular day. So now you are not allowed to operate your automobile throughout the United States of America because you didn't have liability insurance or a bond in place at the time the stop was made. Because if you notice, at the end of the trial or at the end of the plea, most people plea out, they don't go to trial. At the end of the plea, the judge asks you, did you have liability insurance? Mm-hmm. And most people say, no, I do not. And therefore, we are now placing your license under a 90-day suspension. Now let's think about that. You've been placed under a 90-day unsupervised suspension. Now, this suspension is made with the understanding that you have to go to work, school, church, etc., etc. And then eventually the same officer or the other police officers who know where the target area is at in the community, and you end up getting stopped again.
Mm-hmm.
Now hold on 1 minute here. They're telling us that we are required to carry a driver's license and a registration issued by the Bureau of Motor Vehicles. Let's check this out for a second. You can take a regular ID, identification card, and go to the Bureau of Motor Vehicles and purchase license plates.
Say that again. Say that again. They can do what?
You can take a regular state ID
Okay.
or a school ID and ask the Bureau of Motor Vehicles for plates to register your vehicle. But they telling you you can't use the same state license to operate the automobile, but you can purchase plates for the vehicle
Wow.
to put on the automobile to make it legal to be on the city streets, but you need a license then to operate the automobile that you just purchased the plates with a regular form of ID. Does anybody feel what I'm saying here?
Yeah.
Now let's think about that. You can get plates with any other form of ID, but you can't operate it with that form of ID. So how can you get plates for the vehicle if you can't operate it with the same form of ID? This is fraud against the United States Constitution, if one exists. I myself headed to trial in the city of Yuba Heights on having plate belonging to another vehicle, license plate like they said it was out, and not having an Ohio license. There was a motion to suppress filed and a motion to continue filed. Motion to suppress must be filed 35 days after arraignment or 7 days before trial. We met all those requirements, and the judge denied the continuance, denied the motion to suppress, and issued a bench warrant for my arrest. But the bench warrant was unauthorized, but it was still carried out sometime in the future thereafter. So now we have this case reset, but there is no probable cause for the stop. What we have going on here is a new wave of illegal search and seizure. Most states have a device attached to the vehicle that can scan your plate while you're in your house. Now, in this particular case in Yuba Heights, the officer stated, as I was approaching the interstate, he ran the plate and saw it belonged to another vehicle that I owned. And he said the information didn't come back until he got to the police station. So he said once the information came back, that he recognizes that plate didn't belong to that vehicle, because he said he know what automobiles plates are and which one go to cars. He came back and made the stop without having probable cause for a stop. Other than running the plate, that's when he discovered that I didn't have an operator's license to operate an automobile. Now, what else we've discovered, that the Supreme Court, I don't have a citation in front of me, we will do a part 2 to this. We have case law from the United States Supreme Court affirming that you do need a statutory license if you're acting in commerce, if you're doing business and trade with your automobile. Then you may very well, as a private citizen, need a statutory license to be taxed by the state, because the Bureau of Motor Vehicles and the state, they split the fees. And they have limited and taken away any movement from most citizens who have racked up excessive Bureau of Motor Vehicles, some totaling $40,000. Where the Bureau of Motor Vehicles is not a governmental run agency. It's a private corporation. And we have also discovered that the Bureau of Motor Vehicles has been launching information to particular police forces, informing them of what section is most heavily unlicensed at the time. And so we want to explore how they are pulling this off in round 2 of this session. We will bring in the case law and post them on the website, on YouTube, or wherever we have to show that the U.S. Supreme Court has affirmed since 1804 that citizens have a right to travel throughout the United States free of police harassment. And they cannot be arrested or detained because they don't have a statutory license made mandatory by the state. Now, the state of Ohio is one of the states who have not recognized the U.S. Supreme Court law. 37 other states include North Carolina and South Carolina, and I believe Tennessee recognized that you don't need a license to operate an automobile as a private citizen. Now, we want to challenge the court and the prosecutor to see if they have subject matter jurisdiction to hear a non-criminal offense where people have been jailed for these civil infractions since the Bureau of Motor Vehicles have been in operation. If you have any questions, you can contact us at our website, and we'll gladly help you with any information that you need to obtain a driver's license if they've taken your license. There's a couple of ways to rescind your license and totally abolish your license, or you can apply for limited driving privileges until you understand what it is that you're seeking to do with your driver license and know the law before you applique rescinding your license permanently until you become a commercial entity. We will close right now with the information that we've provided so far through, like I said, case sightings and analysis and research from the Supreme Court and federal circuit courts of appeals, which we operate in this jurisdiction. We will close at this time. Feel free to contact us. Thank you very much.
Peace.